All right, good evening. I'm Nick Fanning, and I'll
with other people is that that will they either even fake posts and say they found something and they planted it, stuff like that. I
Man, so
yeah, I'm one of the youngest people I know
for
that
sure.
that do this.
We have coming on. I think he's 18, but it's
Yeah.
JS Thrift. But I think he's only got 1,000 followers or something like that. But yeah, the Omnis guys, dude, definitely check them out because they're 19 and 20. They've got 8 or 9K following, but they have their own store now, and they started doing it when they were freshmen in high school.
That's
And
nuts.
yeah, after high school, kind of just the same path that if you keep just doing your thing, probably same type of thing, have your own store. But
Yeah.
definitely killing it for how young they are, dude. So I would definitely check it out.
I will.
yeah. So there's not many questions left. So I'll let you take this last one, Alessandro.
Okay. Oh yeah, right here. Okay, so what's your biggest pet peeve when dealing with customers, and then also other resellers that you maybe buy or sell to?
When dealing with customers, I feel like people that are overly annoying, I feel like is probably my biggest pet peeve. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but
I do know what you're talking about.
there's certain customers that just grind your gears.
Right.
I think that's just probably my biggest pet peeve, the ones that are just overly annoying.
Yeah.
And other resellers, I think it's the ones that that clout chase.
Right.
I think that's my biggest with other people is that that will they either even fake posts and say they found something and they planted it, stuff like that. I hate that.
Dude, we did a joke post on that the other day, a couple weeks ago, where we found it wasn't even an old school legit one. It was a reprint. It was honestly I don't know if you're familiar with them, but where we live in Florida, you'll see at a lot of these hood gas stations
Right, yeah.
and stuff. They have these we call them hood shirts, and it'll have, it'll have the wrappers all on them, and it's got gemstones and just literally they're just ridiculous. But we find them all the time in the thrift, and we found this pretty cool biggie one that we were okay, we'll pick that up and sell it for 10 or 15 bucks. But we were let's make this funny post, and we went and hung it up in the bathroom and made a post. Yo, you should always check the bathroom. You never know what you'll find at the thrift.
Yeah.
So yeah, I know exactly.
I mean, I've known people that have done that, and just it bothers me.
Right. The guy we were talking to last week, actually, he brought something to my attention that I had never thought of. But a lot of times when people are, trying to sell an item or something, and they're trying to verify the price they're asking, they'll send you a screenshot or show you an ad of one that's being sold on eBay. And what I was saying is a lot of people will go and set up a fake post and mark it as sold for a ridiculous price just so that they, So it's just that bad business.
It's scummy stuff. Yeah.
Right.
I don't like that either. But I mean, there's some pretty big people that do stuff like that. So.
Now, I saw that you do have Depop. Do you sell more stuff on Instagram or Depop?
I just got Depop yesterday.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So, but I used to sell on eBay quite a bit, but I'm kind of getting tired of dealing with eBay, just for a number of reasons. But
the thing I've heard on eBay is a lot of people, it's just getting all the complaints and stuff.
Yeah, and that's what I don't like about it, because especially with eBay, when you if someone requests a return or tries to I've had people try to scam me, and and I can provide proof that they are, and the stuff that I have is legit and all this other stuff, and that nothing's wrong. And eBay 9.9 times out of 10 will side with the buyer instead of the seller, and I hate that. If I make a mistake or something, I have no problem with admitting fault and returning that or trying to fix it. But it's just I don't like that entire aspect of it, and so I've getting off eBay, and that's why I'm kind of moving into like things like Depop and Poshmark and other platforms.
Yeah. Yeah. Now we've used Depop for a little bit. I like it. I don't have an issue with it at all.
Anthony, what's up?
And it's just whatever your median is. You know, anything is just going to take time to build up and whatnot.
Yeah. Depop. One thing I'll tell you that they work with you, and like when we first joined, they'll probably message you as well. But I hear they message everyone, but they pretty much just send you like an intro message and kind of just give you like guidelines of how to post and what works, what times work. And honestly, dude, definitely follow that because it's really good advice. And if you do what they ask you to, they'll put you in a position to make the sales. Like, there's no other way I can put it. Like, they definitely do a good job on there.
That's dope.
So we do have a viewer question, and he asks, do you think the thrift game is oversaturated?
Personally, I think it's getting oversaturated, but as anything that gains attention, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
But I think it's getting to that point where it's oversaturated, because there's people that like there's bigger pages that will sell just like basic stuff for like $5, and it kind of just ruins just the entire thing. And then like with like Tommy and Polo, like retroing items and stuff, I don't personally like it, but I feel like it's getting to the point where it's going to get kind of oversaturated, and kind of like Supreme has, honestly.
Right. One thing Nick and I that we always say is that, yeah, we feel like it's getting to a point where it's so saturated, but we just think that there's so many people that just don't take it serious enough, and that like honestly just time will tell, and the people who really want to do this will stick with it and continue, and then a lot of the pages will kind of just fall off. Like, even we've seen a lot of pages just deactivate. They've got a lot of them that they've gotten other jobs, and now they're just doing it as a side hustle.
Haven't posted in a while.
Right. So yeah, that's one thing that we're not kind of, I don't know, that one thing we can foresee basically is that, like you're saying, like it'll get to a point where it's oversaturated, but then I think it'll drop down again because I think a lot of people will fall off.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I think, just think about any restaurants that you have the option to go choose. And, why does somebody choose Taco Bell over McDonald's? And I think it's just whatever your niche is, you got to differentiate yourselves. I look at these pages and they all look the same. And so, why be a pound of the same when you can be an ounce of difference? And so find that little thing that makes you different. If you all are listening, find that one thing that makes you different, that separates yourselves from all the other thrifters, because anybody can go out and find it. Anybody can go out and find a great page. But how are you different from the other guy? Why should I buy from you over him?
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be a struggle for a lot of people, but if you can really set yourself aside, that's your bread and butter right there.
That's true.
Another thing that I don't know if you follow him. He's a smaller. I think he's got like about 4K following, but it's Ninth Inning Deals. We had him on the show recently, but yesterday he was doing a post that I thought was pretty great, where he was saying that a lot of people within the thrift community see other pages as competition, when his point that he was making is the only people we should see as competition is retail. And that basically within the thrift community, and I'm starting to see a lot of people doing it, they're creating like different forums, messaging groups, and starting to bring together all the people within the community, just like we are with this show. But I think it's a great point, because honestly, like he was saying, the more people we can get away from buying retail and either buying from us or buying from another page, they're more likely to spend money online with a reseller, with us, with you, the next time they go to buy, instead of going to H&M or whatever. Because again, like the point he was making is, we're all sitting over here and we're fighting over all the sales that we think are happening online. But the thing is, I think it's still like 80 or 90% of consumer sales are spent at retail stores. So we're all fighting over 10%, So it's like, I think if we all work together and kind of, like with it becoming oversaturated, it becomes a little bit more mainstream for the consumers. They're more likely to just buy online and buy from someone like us. So I think working together, we can grow and kind of make that market share more of like a 50-50 between retail and resale. And I think then it's like, well, then we've got an extra 40% to all fight over or work together. But I don't know. I think coming together can only move us all forward. So that's kind of my vision on it.
I agree with that. And I've been in a couple like group chat things with other resellers in the past. And they're kind of all dead now. But yeah, I agree with that. I feel, and there's still plenty to go around too.
Yeah.
Like even with 10%, there's still plenty.
There really is, because and a lot of times, you know, I love having good relationships with other pages, because people hit us up sometimes and they'll be like, it's kind of like what you were saying. There's those buyers or those the customers that they're kind of annoying. They message you and they're like, hey, I'm looking for this Metallica tee, this vintage, this polo. And it's like, dude, I'm not a personal shopper, kind of.
Yeah.
And then also it's like, okay, I don't even have any of those items. But being cool with other people, it's like, oh, well, I know a guy who's got a bunch of polo. I know someone who has a bunch of Metallica. So I can kind of relay that to them. And then I love getting a message an hour later from that page being like, yo, dude, thanks for sending them my way. Like, that I just made $80. It's
yeah.
like, awesome, dude. I'm glad I could assist that. You know?
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, it's like they went and spent $80 with them buying some cool, real, old school Metallica tees instead of going to H&M and buying $12 reprints off of the sale rack. You know?
Yeah.
Again, like kind of just coming together, and then, you know, having knowledge of your own products, and then also just being knowledgeable about what other people in the community have as well. Like Michigan Thrift, like you were saying, he's a good friend. That I know that anytime anyone wants to see some cool Tommy stuff, I'm like, yo, go check this kid's page out.
Yes.
He's got it all.
Yeah, he really does.
So real quick, if there's anything you would say that your page is known for, or that you would want to be known for selling, you know, a particular item, particular brand, or just maybe something, I don't know, that you want to be known for, maybe it's customer service, what would that be?
I feel like it would just be kind of like quality like not like super like crazy content, but definitely like consistent quality content.
Yeah.
And then as well as customer service. Like I'm trying my best not to get like bad reviews or any of that. I want to make sure that the customer's happy.
Yeah.
In any way that I can. And I think that's kind of what I try and focus on for the most part.
Right.
Well, awesome. Well, we appreciate your time. So I don't have any more questions for you. Do you have any more questions?
No, that's it. But basically, yeah, we're going to have this up for the next 24 hours for anyone that wasn't able to see it. So it'll be up on Instagram. And then we're also going to record it, and it'll be up on YouTube in about a week. So I'll send you the link for that, and you can share it with your followers or whatever you want. But, yeah, man,
Okay, cool.
Take your time and take care. And, you know, stay in touch, dude. We hope the best for you.
You too, man. You too. You both of you. Bye.
Take care, bud. All right, so that was vintage_OKC. Go and give him a follow. Like we said, this is going to YouTube for the next 24 hours. This was the World Thrift Live Show. I'm Nick Fanning. This is Alessandro, and thanks again for joining.